Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between green hills, there lived a humble cobbler named Jacob. His tiny workshop, situated at the edge of the village square, was always filled with the sound of his hammer tapping away on shoes. He was known for his fine craftsmanship, but more importantly, for his honesty and kindness. Though he earned only a modest living, he always found ways to help others, often repairing shoes for the poor without charging them a single coin. Jacob's life was simple, yet he was content. His days were filled with work, and in the evenings he would enjoy a peaceful stroll around the village or sit outside his shop, watching the children play. However, despite his contentment, there was one thing that Jacob longed for. He wished for someone to share his life with, but his humble means made him hesitant to pursue a family. One evening, after a long day of work, Jacob was closing up his shop when an old ragged man appeared at his door. The man's shoes were completely worn out, barely held together by threads, and his feet were blistered and sore. Without a second thought, Jacob invited the man inside, offering him a seat. He took the old man's shoes and carefully repaired them, even though he knew the man couldn't pay. When he finished, the man stood up, surprised at the quality of the repair. "You are a good man, Jacob," said the stranger. "You help others without expecting anything in return. For your kindness, I shall give you a gift." Before Jacob could protest, the man reached into his tattered coat and pulled out a small ornate box. "Open it when the time is right," the old man instructed before leaving the shop. Jacob, bewildered, looked at the box, wondering what it contained. It was beautiful, made of polished wood with intricate carvings, but he set it aside, thinking it was nothing more than an odd trinket. Days passed, and Jacob nearly forgot about the box. One evening, a terrible storm struck the village. The wind howled, and the rain came down in torrents. As Jacob sat in his shop, listening to the storm rage outside, he suddenly remembered the box. Curious, he decided it was time to see what was inside. He carefully opened it, and to his amazement, inside was a small pouch filled with gold coins. Jacob was shocked but overjoyed. With this fortune, he could finally afford to improve his shop, help even more people, and perhaps, one day, find the family he had longed for. True to his nature, he used the gold wisely. He didn't squander it on luxury, but invested it in his business, helped the poor, and soon became known not just as the best cobbler, but as a generous man loved by all. As the years passed, Jacob's shop flourished, and so did his happiness. He eventually met a kind woman, and they started a family together, living in a small house not far from the village square. The cobbler who once had nothing but his tools and his heart of gold had become a man whose kindness brought him everything he had ever dreamed of, wanted.